Last time we talked about how the betrayed can start to grasp honor and respect for their unfaithful. Today, I want to do just a quick video for the unfaithful, because I've had lots of unfaithful spouses over the years say, Samuel, how do I regain their respect? I mean, they just, they treat me with such disdain or disrespect or dishonor or contempt. And I don't know what to do. So today, I want to really help you, the unfaithful, understand how you can not only speed the process up, because as you know, we unfaithfuls always fixate on how do we hurry it along. And there are ways. And then I also want to help you understand what are some non-negotiables in terms of regaining their honor and respect. For starters, and I'll be very forthright, and I do hope that you betrayeds, if you're watching this, you can chime in if there's some things that I don't cover or talk about. I don't do exhausting videos, right? They would be so long and you would get so annoyed at my voice, but some helpful hints, that would be great. For starters, if you want to regain the honor and respect of the betrayed spouse, it's commit to doing recovery work. From reading books to maybe going to conferences, depending upon the severity of what you've come out of, or watching online conferences, or doing videos like this with your spouse, watching them and sitting with them. And it may be painful at times, and you may feel like I'd rather, stab myself in the eye than maybe sit and talk about infidelity when I was the one that committed the atrocity of infidelity, but it's going to regain their trust and honor. The more that you can make your recovery a priority in your life, the more that the betrayed is going to see that. They may not show it, and we'll talk about that in a minute. But the fact that you're doing it is key. Number two, and it's very close to number one, is you just can't be lazy. When I was lazy, Samantha felt like I was getting comfortable, and if I was just getting comfortable, I was going to lose the awareness that I had for the pain and the hurt that I had caused both her and a sea of other people. When I was lazy, it made her feel as though I was thinking that she had gotten over it and we didn't have to do all this stuff anymore. When I had to be reminded to do recovery work, it made Samantha very uneasy and very insecure, because she then felt like I wasn't prioritizing my recovery. And in all of these scenarios, what it leads to is an expectation by the betrayed spouse that you are one step away from relapse. Now, we know that that is probably not true in most cases. However, you, unfaithful, are fighting a battle you don't see in the mind of the betrayed. And there are just days you don't feel like reading, you don't feel like watching a video, you don't feel like doing your homework or doing some of the recovery work that you need to do. I know, man, work is tough, life is tough, it's a bad day, it's a rough day, you're exhausted. But life will change when you do what you don't feel like doing because you know it needs to be done. The very fact that you had an affair or that you have an addiction and have been acting out kind of proves the point that you have lived by feeling, not by priority. You've lived by what's maybe just simply comfortable, not by what is a boundary and a necessity of your life and your marriage. I know, I can hear you talking back, but Samuel, he or she is berating or torturing or shaming or exhausting. I get it. I know, but this is not a video for them. This is a video for you. If you want to regain honor, it's going to come. But you're going to have to do what you don't feel like doing. And I know it hurts to hear about discipline, about self-denial. But if you want that honor, that restoration, you're going to have to live by discipline. You're going to have to decide to do some recovery work that day, or else it may start to create doubt. Yes, it's that fragile early on within the first 2 to 4 months. Maybe 6 to 12 months down the road, you're not doing some recovery work a day or two here or there, or maybe you miss a couple of, phone calls or meetings or homework. Okay, well, let the wide angle lens speak for you that maybe missing a day or what have you isn't, the beginning of relapse or any of that. But I assure you, the more days you miss, the lack of diligence on your part is creating insecurity in the mind of the betrayed. Showing initiative is another huge variable. When I was showing initiative with Samantha to have business meetings or date nights, or to get her time for her to take naps and be alone, and for me to take the kids, or give her time to do what she needed to do, or to do a Harboring Hope call, and I said, oh man, your call is tonight, let me make dinner, let me take the kids, you go get a nap in, you go do what you need to do. When I showed initiative to do something just like that, it was huge. When I showed initiative to say, hey, I found this online course, or hey, the EMS weekend is a great opportunity for us. Yes, it's going to put us in some debt, it's going to be pricey, or this or that. Let's do that. When I leaned in and engaged Samantha about recovery, it was reinforcing to her that I cared, that it was a priority, that I wanted to do whatever would make her feel safe. And not just showing initiative, but actually asking the right questions is my next point. There were times where we would sit and I would say, and it's extremely vulnerable, I would say, how can I make you feel more safe in our recovery? Or, how are you doing with, your own pain and hurt? Did anything happen today? Is there anything that you'd like to process? Is anything that I can just kind of listen to today? When I engaged and leaned in and didn't hide and didn't just pray, oh God, please don't let us talk about anything severe. Please don't let her ask. Please don't let us have to have a heavy conversation. Can't we just eat dinner, watch TV, or whatever? Please, God, don't. When I stayed further and further away from that approach, we established reconnection, which would then help rebuild this honor that I was trying to rebuild. The next point, probably one of the most important, is you being okay as an unfaithful when they have a bad day or a bad week. When you are okay and they struggle, you create security. You create a sense of valor and confidence and security and stability because they've had a bad day or week, they've been falling apart, but yet you will sit and take it. You'll answer the tough questions. You'll be able to let them flood or get emotional or yell or say some things that maybe it might be completely disrespectful, and it's not a normal thing. It's just a here and there struggle, and they may have a bad day, and you're like, well, honey, what can I do for you? And they may say, I don't know. What you can do is not have had an affair. What you can do, and they may shame you and do all that in the way that you sit there and go, yeah, okay, I get it. I'm sorry, I'm here for you. I don't know what to do, but I'm not going to leave or go anywhere unless you want me to. If you want me to go somewhere, I will. If you want me just to stay here, I will. And the way that you are safe for them will speak volumes. Now, you may need to call a timeout if it gets really crazy and it goes on for longer than, maybe 45 minutes, an hour. There may need to be this point where you go, okay, hold, we need to call a timeout. I'm calling a timeout. What we did is I would put my hands up. I'd say, okay, I'm calling a timeout. I'm walking away. And sometimes she would get mad and frustrated. Sometimes she would maybe say something, oh, great, now it's, you know how that goes. And then there's times where it would just be, okay, I'd walk away and I'd, create some space. But if you want to reconnect, you're going to have to be safe for them to emote. if they can't emote with you because your shame kicks in and you resort to, oh, here we go again, or as you resort to, we've talked about this, or if you go to the, here we go again, all of those things steal from what you're trying to do. I know they're normal reactions, but you don't have time for normal reactions. You're trying to rebuild the biggest, most important, most vital relationship of your life. You do not have the luxury of just being flippant about your recovery or your spouse's recovery or what you're trying to build right now.